Hi everyone, welcome back to Rich's Garage. This is an update on the Revell P51 Mustang, which I'm building as the B version. And here we have the plane. So the last time I showed you this wasn't together, I just had the two halves. So as you can see, I've put it together, and I've also puttied the seams and sanded it. I originally said that I wasn't going to put the wings on, I was going to paint them separately, but the gap up in front was pretty bad, so I had to put this together and fill it and sand it. So now it's ready for primer, and then I'll put the the miscellaneous pieces on. So it took a fair amount of filler and sand and filler and sand. I test fitted the canopy and had to do some sanding up in here to flatten this and make it even. I think that's going to work out okay. I don't think you guys see much of this seam. I filled it in. It's sanded okay. It's not 100%, but I think it's going to be fine. It was a little tough to get in there, and I didn't want to wind up marring the pilot and all that. So I have to mask off the pilot so I don't get any primer in here. And as well as the here where the landing gear is. With the prime this, I gotta clean it up a little bit. I'll hit it with a cotton swab and make sure I get all the dust and stuff off of it. I'm going to use that automotive primer that I showed you, and let that sit for a day and see what imperfections come up through the primer, and then sand that if I have to. I put the front nose piece on for the where the propeller matches up to this. So here, let's see. The propeller is basically, assembly is basically four pieces. There's the front piece. There's this other nose piece. Then the propeller goes through there. Then you have the nose. So I'm going to when I prime the plane, I'm going to prime these parts on the sprues. This and this. And then I'll come back and I have to hand paint in here the interior green and the outside. This is what these are the flaps for the landing gear. And then this gets painted gray. On the stabilizers, I sanded off the here. It used to say made in Revell, made in China. I sanded that off. This half, the lower side is gray. The upper side is green. I have to clean off a couple of the casting marks in here. Still have to sand. These edges are rough. That's about it. So I'm finally at the part of painting or priming, and then paint is going to be the next step after that. You know, there's a lot of little detail pieces. So the props are semi-gloss black with the tips being yellow. This piece and then the nose cone are red. The reason why I put the front piece on is because this is going to be body color, so it's going to be olive, and then maybe under here it's a little bit of the gray, and it has the version I'm doing has the Flying Tiger teeth decal, so that's going to go across here as well. But overall it's coming along. Like I said, there's a little bit more filler and stuff than I had expected, but that's fine. I think it's going to turn out okay. The primer will be, will really tell me where I'm at as far as all this. This front scoop piece was a bit nasty as far as how it made it up, so I wound up putting putty in to fill all that in. So again, the primer will tell me how good of a job I did.